What's up guys, Shouri here, and today I'm gonna go over Kazama and why he is one of the best heroes in the game, and almost no one plays him. A lot of people don't realize how good he is because when you first use him in the very beginning of the game, he only has like 4,000 health and you don't know to jump a whole lot, so you just die super fast without doing very much damage. And when I say jump, I don't just mean fly, because that's not what keeps you safe as Kazama. His hitbox is glitched when you jump up and down, so you want to jump up and down while shooting at people, and occasionally you want to fly in the air to kind of throw them off and make them point up, and then you want to cancel your flight mid-flight, so you drop back down and change elevation again. Because that is the secret to Kazama, not letting them know when you're going to be in the air and when you're not, and most importantly, jumping up and down whenever anyone's shooting at you. That way you aren't taking damage while they are. Because remember, you're shooting really widespread damage rockets, so jumping up and down isn't really going to affect your accuracy in any way, but it most certainly is going to affect theirs. And remember guys, to leave a like and subscribe if you want more awesome content like this. It really helps me in the algorithm and I'd appreciate it. But either way, we are going to go over Control, Team Deathmatch, and Payload Race, the different strategies, and exactly what makes Kazama so good at all of them. So as you can see, I've had very little health this entire time, but for multiple reasons, these guys are having trouble hitting me. One of it is just Kazama's very hard to hit naturally, especially when you're jumping, but then whenever they do shoot me, I will jump up in the air with my flying ability, and then about 2 seconds in, I like to cancel it because they aren't expecting it to happen. They will see you go up in the air and they'll point up to you, but they don't expect you to drop for another 4 or 5 seconds. And that is one really big thing that most people don't do on Kazama that they really should be doing, and that is canceling that flight to throw people off. Because remember, that flight doesn't necessarily help you because once you're in the air, you're not moving and glitching your hitbox, so you kind of want to be able to jump on the ground. But it is very helpful to sometimes just shoot straight up in the air when the other team's not expecting it, so they have to reset their guns and refocus you. Especially things like Gloria have to reset their entire firing on you, and it can take a lot of characters a good amount of time to actually start hitting you and doing real damage again. And then all you have to do is hit unfly again, and then you'll go to the ground, and then the process restarts. Another cool thing is if you have things like Diggy flying at you, you can always fly up and get out of range. For the characters that have low range, it is really nice to be able to fly and get out of there, not just to distract, but to also be able to just be out of the range while you're hitting them the entire time. Remember, when you fly away from something like a Diggy, you do need to make sure you're shooting them, but also moving away, because they will definitely be chasing you, so you want to move away and just keep shooting at them, and you can get a gold medal too. So one thing that I do love about Kazama and Hill especially is just the simple fact that Johnny Jet's annoying, unless you're Kazama. Because Kazama can shoot anywhere near his puddles and just absolutely obliterate any Johnny Jet, and it is so much fun to do. And then you can also do your dive dash into the Johnny, and then just keep following him as he leaps forward into his puddles. Just keep on leaping into him and shooting, because even though he's invisible and healing, you do more damage, and your radius on your blast is gonna be bigger than his puddle, so you can almost always continue to shoot him. And for the teams that are using Johnny Jet to be annoying and kind of have that cheat gimmick that's going to give them a leg up, you can take that down and make them automatically lose. And as you can see from this game in particular, you literally can live forever just by jumping up and down. Even trapped in that tiny little room with the Ruby, I'm able to live. Even with the Johnny Jet focusing me, I'm able to live enough to go get a heal, and then we finally kill their healer, and we're gonna just keep on targeting them and harassing them. And as I jump up and down, you can see how little damage I really lose. And as this guy chases me, I hit my ult. I was really low, but that's because I stopped jumping up and down. And that is the key to everything, is jump up and down, and then when they target you and start hitting you a little bit too hard, you just fly up, so they have to change their target and then look straight up. Then you just fly back down, and they'll do the same. You should be able to already have killed them by then. And as you saw there, we just live forever getting insane kills, even against a Johnny Jet healer and a Ruby. And that is what's so beautiful about this. Even against a Kazama itself, and then 2 tanks. It is an unbelievable amount of damage, and as long as you're jumping, you aren't taking that much damage, and you're going to keep dealing as much as you can. Another cool thing about Victor is you can fly out of his stuns, and right here, that guy is using the second ult. I definitely recommend using the first ult because you can fly in there, do a ton of damage, and get them to where they'll die in one shot after you hit them with the dash, and it can close that distance without people being able to shoot you and kill you. So I definitely think that first ult's the way to go. But now we're going to focus on a little bit of TDM. So it's a lot easier to do things like this when there's a point that people are going for, like an objective, whether it be the hill or a cart. But in TDM, Kazama's also very good. It really helps if you have good teammates because you can get people very low very quickly. And if you have something like a Hunter, a Judix, or a Scotty, they can take things out for you. But in this case, I was going in solo and I didn't have anyone to help me take stuff out. So I just did it on my own. We go ahead and get a long range kill behind a wall because we do have bombs that go across the map, which is always nice. And then I do notice my teammates are getting harassed by the shell, so we go back and go ahead and kill him, waste his ult, and then there is an Aletta, so what we're going to do is jump out of the way. That way the bomb can't end up killing us when he used his decoy bomb. So that's another really cool thing about Kazama is when you have things like 0 Kelvin trying to hit you with snowballs, you can just jump out of the way. When you have a shell trying to use gravity lift on you, just jump out of the way. And yes, of course, when the Aletta's trying to do it, just jump out of the way. And when he's invisible after using the decoy bomb, just shoot where he's going because your blast radius is so big that you will end up hitting him a lot of the time, and you can kind of predict where he's going to go. Right there, we do end up getting that heal, and we're not able to kill this Aletta for our life, but we do a pretty good bit of damage, and luckily our Jabali is able to get him. And then I see our Jabali's having some damage up top done to him, so I go ahead and hit the shell, hoping that he would go to the right side and drop down, which is exactly what he did, but I was ready for him, and then we go ahead and kill his buddy for the 10 streak. And now we're ready for the shell, and we go ahead, go up and over, that way a gravity well cannot hurt us, and then we're going to go ahead and ult straight into that Aletta. We only have 1 health right here, doing some long range damage. Luckily, we were able to strafe out of the way of the snowball, keeping our 13 streak alive, and then pushing forward to try to help kill this Aletta. He is on the other side of a wall, really far away, but we got explosives, baby. Going ahead, getting the 14th, and there's only 1 kill left to go. He does actually get us with the gravity well that time, but we shoot really awesome laser cannons at people and get the kill anyway, going 15-0, and that was without having really good teammates that can one-shot everything. Well, this is what TDM's like if you aren't solo and instead you're playing with your amazing wife and your buddy Delete. who is also a very good player in his own right, and it's going to be nice having that Judex be able to one-pop everybody after I shoot him, and Annie's going ahead and using her Gloria, doing the same, and because I can fly and have the most mobility, I'm going to take advantage of that and do my best to get over to where my team needs me. I'm going to try to save my flight so I can jump up and down, and then if I'm in trouble, I can jump and then fly away. That way I can get away a little bit faster and I'll stay alive. And since I saved my flight, I can stay in there shooting for a little bit longer and still be safe. And that also makes them more likely to try to chase you, where your teammates can come in and try to help you. I did try to use my ult and ended up dying, so I immediately used my ult going across map just for fun at that point. I do love to use his dive across maps because you can kind of control it, and the further that you go, the more you can turn, and it's really fun to hit people around corners with it. It's probably frustrating for them, but hey, they do it to us. And it's also very effective, which is the most important thing. It allows you to get there quickly without getting shot. And I don't know if you saw what I did there, but I got this kill here, and then I'm gonna fly on the other side of this wall, but then drop back down, and then start shooting them from behind. While they think I'm running away, I'm actually just repositioning, killing them both, and gaining map control for my team once again. We go ahead and try to set up on top of here. I tried to use my ult and ended up just hitting the wall, but it didn't matter. We end up getting the 6th streak and the win, going 10-1. And next is the last but not least payload race. So this one is one of my favorite things to do as Kazama, and that is all because of these long range rockets. And when you have snipers on the other team, you just have to take advantage of your element of surprise. The fact that you can fly and they can't means that you can jump out to the side, you can fly up, you can fly over, and you can also drop down after you fly up, and that all can make your head be at different elevations, and it's just something you're gonna have to get used to and see what you can do to stay alive against these guys, because the snipers are gonna definitely want to take you out. One problem with Waling especially is her body shots can basically kill you, especially if they hit feathers first. You will die to a body shot, so just know that if they hit you with feathers, you're pretty much gonna die, but hey, you might not. Right there, we go ahead and hit the guy up top, and then we hit him as he's falling down midair, and then we go ahead, hit a long-range drill, and then we kill his teammate, getting the win, going 10-1 again, with lots of cart time, and most importantly, we're getting those hard to get kills because we can go in with our dash bullet thing, and that way we don't die while we're doing it. If there's any Johnny Jets in this mode, which there are a lot of the time, we can kill them very easily, and most importantly, we can shoot rockets next to the cart, so they have to be next to the cart sometimes, yours or theirs. And that can just be super valuable to go where you're behind a wall, they can't see you, and just hit them with lots of rockets. Right there, we got a double kill with our charge, and then we go ahead and go back in, doing lots of damage, killing the second ult of their Sindri, and just doing a ton of damage, getting out of there before we end up dying, and then using our flight to be able to go ahead and hit that guy, and dropping down, that way we could hit the guy through the window on our way down. And right here, even though we can't see the mark, it doesn't matter because we can see his health bar going down, and that's all you really need to see. Right here, we do get this guy pretty low, and we're able to jump up and down, and then also fly a little bit to get out of there, getting the 4 streak, and then we finally are able to start getting these final finishing touches on the kills. We go ahead, get the 2-piece, the last guy is too far away to do anything about it, going 15-7 to get the win, and just have an absolute blast with this character, man. It is so much fun on Payload Race. You know what else is so much fun? Looking at the amazing thumbnails Jordy makes. If you would like him to make amazing thumbnails for you too, please go to the description, find his Discord, and hit him up. I'm sure he can make a deal that's very fair, and you can have amazing thumbnails too. Alright, guys. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.